Hello chaps, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be casting on a new project. It is from the family knitting book and it's the 80s does the 40s and it's a Fair Isle slipover. So what is great about this pattern is that firstly it's in double knit, which is fantastic because I have 4 bags of scrap double knit that I don't know what to do with. So looking at the picture, I think if I keep the main sort of the rib and the bands the same kind of colour on both sides, front and back, and maybe these lines that separate all the different sort of Fair Isling, so as long as I keep them uniform, the same colour, I don't think it'll matter what kind of colours I do the Fair Isling in, which means it's going to be a great stash buster, especially for these little scraps of double knit that I don't know what to do with. So I'm rather excited. Let's begin. Firstly, we need to choose our colours. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is decide what the main colour is going to be. We've got all of these. Decisions. We're going to make, do and mend. We really are. I mean, that's snazzy. I found my missing needle. Yay! Oh, well, that was worth starting this project, wasn't it? Brilliant. One up already today. Let's put it back where it belongs. I think that's been missing for about 6 months. So at least now I know where it was. You see, everything comes back around. You see, I'm torn now between, like, maybe grey as the main colour, or should I maybe go for a lighter colour like this? There's quite a lot of neon and stuff in there, so I'm thinking maybe the grey would tie it up better. Oh, here comes the cat. There she is! Hello, boo-boo! It's my baby. She loves looking out the window. Don't you, Mouse? Yeah, it's so beautiful. Yeah. Ooh, yes. Okay, so I've just realised that grey is actually like an Aran, but I've had a good sift through what I've got, and I think we've got enough of this double knit green, I think, to at least do the rib at the bottom. Maybe the armbands? I don't know. It might do it, it might not. Ironically, I don't really like neon. However, in this pattern, I think it'll work really, really well. And it's a fantastic way of using it up. So, I think we're going to go for the green, which is very Lango. Okay, so I just want to record when I'm starting this garment, just for my own record, really. It is Monday, the 8th of April, at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I think it's nice to know how long these garments take you, because that's an investment, you know? It's an investment of love and craft. So let's see how long this takes me to do. I have been working on a 2-ply 1952 slipover. Here it is. I've got 18 inches for the back, 25 inches on the front, so we're now near enough at armhole shaping territory. And yeah, I'm slightly foggy at the moment, which is why I'm casting this on, because I don't want to shape armholes and keep in pattern at the same time, because, you know, I make mistakes when I'm not foggy. So I really do, after 7 months worth of 7 weeks, see what I mean? God help me. After 7 weeks of investment, I really don't want to screw up at this point. I think there's about a month left to go on this. But yeah, I'm holding out until the noggin's at full power. It is an absolutely Glorious day outside. Hallelujah. Okay, so we are now on day 3 of 80s goes 40s. Oh, it's so wonderful to feel the sun on the skin. I'm using the Chaps top as reference. The zigzags. Your dark shade is your main colour, 1 stitch, with the contrasting shade, he's used aqua there, that's 2 stitches. And they're supposed to be going that way. And unfortunately, I'm sending mine that way. What I tend to do is when we get to the stockinette side, I look at the work and I see what it's doing. So I forget the chart and I just look at the picture that's being knit, that's being created in my little art form. So we'll rip that back and we'll start again. But what I'm doing, in order to use up this bag of absolute scraps, like some of them are just, you know, really not long at all. Things that really, I don't know why I'm harbouring them, but because I just don't throw anything away. I really don't. Waste not, want not. You never know when it'll come in handy. Yeah, so I thought actually, if I keep these dark zigzags, I like that better because it pops far more than hers. I thought if I keep it dark and I go with the main colour of dark green zigzags, then all of these, every single row can be a different colour in the scrap, the tiny bits of scrap. So that might actually turn into something quite interesting. So we'll give it a go. Day 6. Rip back 4. Currently in progress because I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. I am knitting into the wee hours. I foolishly have been doing this row when actually the picture I'm doing is that. I'm making that. So yeah, Mills is already asleep. The moon's gone to bed. Oh, yeah, there's no light out the window there. So after I have rectified said situation, I think I will be off to the land of Nod 2. Oh dear. Right, well, we were making rather good time and then accident. Oh dear, dear, dear. I've just seen the air ambulance somewhere. But what a lovely day it's turning into. It's lunchtime. Very humble. Having bread and water. Air ambulance. Okay. And I've just seen some cars and vehicles pulling off, so progress is being made. Poor buggers. Banding! Oh, hello, I'm back. Hey! Right, let's, oh gosh, right, oh god. You're on, that's the the professionalness of this channel, chaps. This is what you're on. Ben, I do apologise. Right, are we good? Is that going to be too distracting? Is it too glary? Probably. Should we change? We'll change. I made it to Hastings! Yay! So, oh gosh, what a palaver yesterday. I set off at 10:30 in the morning with every intention of being here, you know, just after lunch. Gone 5 was when I arrived, but I arrived alive, so that's all that matters. I don't rightly know what happened, but I imagine it was some idiot in a rush getting nowhere and then ruining it for the rest of us. But when it was all done, all finished, and the Rozzers sort of took away all his cones and get into his car and everything, it's so nice. I wish I could have filmed it for you, but my phone is my sat-nav along with my clock and everything else, and because they'd closed the route I was going down and we're dealing with London, yeah, priorities. Plus, I don't think the Rozzers would have appreciated having the camera phone. like pointed at them when you're supposed to be driving. There's just been an accident that's closed a major motorway and you're faffing around with your phone. It's it's not really. I don't think they'd have appreciated it. Neither would Mummy really. That was the M1. I got diverted into into Watford, which then kind of spat me out onto the M25 somewhere near Rickmansworth. And then the next thing you know, I'm following another car and his tyre goes. It just bursts in the middle of the M25. You think, oh God. I was like, oh dear Lord, get me there. Just get me to Hastings, please. Right, so yes, here we are, day 8. On to the knitting. Tell you what, I slept pretty damn well last night, I can assure you. Day 8. Yeah, there's been at least another rip back, so yeah. I think the last time I checked in with you, possibly, or one of the last times, so I was going to experiment with this. Doing one row a different colour each. And yeah, I think it's all okay. Initially, when I finished it, I wasn't too sure. I was like, oh, it looks like a bit of a mess, really, to be honest. It just looks like a combobulation of colours. But the more you knit the fabric so it hangs and drapes and, you know, lays properly, instead of being all squidged onto the needle, like gathered on, you know. Yeah, the more I like it. I really like this. I really like the colour combination of it. But then this one on the top, so it's on the pattern repeat, I've done red, white and blue. Not that you can really tell, but yeah, I've done the Union Jack colours. So yeah, I think that's worked. Very nice. So what I've done is I am doing both front and back at the same time, running them side by side, because with using up the scraps, there's that many just bits of yarn that, ooh, you know, I get myself confused very quickly. Now, I thought earlier on in the video, I was saying how, you know, as long as I keep sort of the welts, the bands, the lines all uniform, the same colour, then it'll be fine, doesn't matter what colour. Because I was looking at the scraps thinking, oh gosh, these tiny bits, these tiny little balls aren't going to get, you know, I'm not going to be able to match. But actually, yarn lasts longer than you would think, which is great. So for the most part, I've been able to do front and back exactly the same. And I think what makes it look, you know, good in a sense of, I know that it's made out of scrappy, rubbishy scrap bits of yarn, but I don't think it looks like a bit of a fudge project. Do you know what I mean? It's not a bit of like a, it's not been hashed. So I think that's what makes it work, is that near enough every row is the complete and right colours, you know, for it. It's not a total fudge packet, you know. So yeah, there are one or two where I've had to sort of find similar colours towards the end, but it's fine, you can't tell. Seriously, you can't tell. I love it. My favourite so far, I think, is this pink diamond. But I'm looking forward to having it completely finished and giving it a good iron and really flattening it out, and then you can really see the Fair Isle. But yeah, I've tried to hold back the colours that I know are complementary. You can put the rubbishy colours down at the bottom and, you know, it's bright and happy and that's lovely. But for around your face, you have to think, what are the colours that flatter you? What are the ones that look good on you? And keep them up around here, because when you have your photos or when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, anything like that, and for people that are looking at you, you want them to see colours that flatter. So, I mean, that's probably going to be more the natural colours towards the top bit. But, you know, it might mellow out slightly and not be so neon, but, you know. Now, I've just started armhole shaping on this one. There we go. Just started, so ping, ping. Yeah, so it's that length in the body, which is actually as long, if not longer, than the picture of the fella. Your skirt, your trousers, your slacks, whatever you wanted to call them, they sort of finished at the natural waistline. So, you know, sort of belly button area. So then your tank top was made to just sort of meet that, you know, and that was the look. However, I find that to be a bit annoying, if I'm being brutally honest. I like to have a long top on me, so I've made mine just that little bit longer. So I think if you're going to go off-piste with the authenticity, I think this one's okay. This one's the one to do it on, because it's full of neon, it's made of cheapy acrylic, and it's got like little space hoppers, look, little green men. So, you know, I think we can take liberties, artistic liberties with this one. So I've not got a huge amount of yarn left, really. I can show you. 1 second. Woo! There we go. That's what I've got left. Not bad at all. Oh, and then, sorry, just a little... There you go. That's it. That's all I've got left. So I've done so well with stash busting for this project. You know. Oh dear. Right, so I think we'll just carry on, I suppose. Find this a lot with this project, is that you're sort of you're cutting things fine. So this is all I've got left of the colours that I'm currently working on now. I was worried for a moment there that I had another 2 or 3 rows to go, so I've just double checked the picture. So I've got 1 arrow, 2 arrow, so then I've just gone and looked, where are we, arrows, 1 arrow top, 2 arrow top, and then the top line finishes. So actually we've only got 1 row to go. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, because that was not going to stretch. Right then, chaps, so we've got to a point where I've got this tiny bit left, but I've only got like a few stitches to do. So normally if it was sort of down at the bottom of the garment, I'd just pick a similar colour, but because we're now at the armhole shaping, so it's quite near to the face, the top area, it'll look like a fudge job, and I don't want this to look like a fudge job. I know it's made out of scraps, but I don't want it to look like a fudge job. So instead, what I'm going to do is use the tail end here. So, if you can see, I'm going to pop all these stitches onto the needle. So these are the unworked stitches. So now we have this and this to work with. So we turn around. This is where we've worked to. So now I just need to work these 5 stitches, and then hopefully I can join that together. It'll be all good. Oh God, I think I just may have made a colossal mistake. Oh God. Work as given. The back of the... I've just been knitting. I've just been in my own little reverie knitting. But actually, for the round neck, which is what we're making, the ladies one, it says, right, work as given for the back of the V-neck slipover until the double star. Okay, where's the double star? There. So decrease 1 stitch at each end of the next 5 rows. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's fine. But then I've just been knitting. I've just been knitting straight. Wherever that last decrease, I think it was around, when was the last decrease? Here. Oh, actually, so I've not done as much as I think I have. All my days, that was a close call. So I've just been knitting away. I've just been knitting in my own little reverie, without realising that you're very close to doing the neck shaping now, Rebecca. I've just measured it. I've got to do 4 inches, which gives me basically like 1/4 of an inch left to do. God, if I hadn't worked that out, I'd have just kept on knitting straight. That would have been hours of work. That was a close call. That was a close call. See, I'm absorbed. I'm absorbed in knitting. Probably could have done with being a tad stronger. But it'll do. It'll do. Right, next. So, here we are. Slip the next stitches at the centre onto a holder for neckband. And then rejoin the work on the wrong side. Okay, I don't have a holder because I wasn't that clever. I didn't plan that far ahead. I just threw everything in my car and came. So, what you can do if you don't have a holder, take a needle, take some scrap yarn. There's plenty of it. Take some scrap yarn. You can put your stitches on there and that'll hold the stitches. It's not ideal, but it can be done. I'm so thrilled with how this has gone so far. So I'm very nearly finished with my top. That's the back, and then here is the front. Lovely. But yeah, when I turned up at the beginning of this week's holiday, I had 3 of these bags just absolutely full of yarn, and now look, that's all I've got left. Little remnants. So a very successful week. But off we go home. Time to pack. The job of the day is getting all these straggly little tail ends and tying them neatly into the textile. So this is what I did yesterday. I've done along here, up and down, and now I've just been working on this morning. I think if you don't do that, then you're just setting yourself up for disaster. You know, when you pop the top in the laundry, I can see it all unraveling. I decided in this last bit where you've got the shoulder shaping, so I haven't started on the back yet with the scraggly bits, but you know, I must say I'm very impressed with how neat my Fair Isling looks. Very impressed with that. Bearing in mind I haven't done that much Fair Isling, but I think double knit just helps. You know, with the thickness of the yarn. Yeah, when it came to shaping the shoulders, I made the decision to just do it all in the colour of the neckband and the armbands, so the main colour, because I just thought I cannot be bothered with an awful lot of shaping and trying to sort out what colour goes where, and I thought it'll look a bit neater this way if you just have it as the main block colour. That's what it looks like before you've worked your magic, because it's a scrap yarn. Scrap busting. order to make a neat edge, as best as I can, I'm using the green rows as markers. So as long as I put them together and then just sort of whip stitch to bring it all together. And I'm using the edge stitches where I can. It rolls a little bit, so you have to sort of put your needle under to try and find where the edge stitch is. But what's good about it with all the different colours is that you can sort of connect, just make sure that the colours connect together. And here we are, after 82 hours, 18 pots of tea, 8 ripbacks, and exactly 0 coupons. I absolutely love it. I'm so thrilled. I'm really proud of myself that I've been able to complete it. The only thing I'm not that keen on is this border here, this band. The 2 colours that I chose, they just don't contrast enough. But what I could do in the future is take a needle, take a dark yarn and go over the blue zigzags. But other than that, I love it. What's your favourite part? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.